मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So we have been discussing from Bhagavad Gita. Um, so we have been discussing the eighth verse from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in this verse, Duryodhan is describing about the naming the different warriors on his side. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha. Okay, let's see the verse. He says, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitim Jaya Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadatti Stathayvacha. So, Bhavan was referring to the Dronacharya. The next one is Bhishma. So, Bhishma, he says, Bhavan Bhishmascha. So, Bhishma is actually was one of the best warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And he had boon from his father to die at his will. So, therefore, nobody could kill him until unless he wanted to die. So, Bhishma is the eighth Vasu named Prabhasa. And he took his birth as Bhishma due to the curse of sage Vasishtha. So this is narrated in Mahabharata that there were 8 Vasus, primarily named Dhara, Apa, Anala, Anila, Pratyayusha, Soma, Dhruva, and Prabhasa. So it so happened that one time these 8 Vasus, they went to the ashram of Vasishtha Muni, and there, they saw this jewel among the cows, Kamadhenu cows Vasishtha Muni had. The same cow on account of which Vasishtha and Vishwamitra had fought. So they saw this wonderful cow which could actually give everything that you desired. And since Vasishtha was not in the ashram, so these 8 Vasus, they stole the cow and took it to their home. So then Vasishtha, when he got to know, and he cursed, that let these Vasus are actually demigods. He said, let the demigods fall from their heavenly position and become the human beings. Because thieves, they are not fit to live in the heavenly planets. So all the Vasus, they actually approached Vasishtha and they begged forgiveness. So the person who had actually stolen the cow was Prabhasa, and all others were just accompanying him. So Vasishtha, he said to the 7 other Vasus, except the Prabhasa, he said, you will have to take birth, but you will immediately go back to the heaven. Right after your birth, you will be relieved from that human form, and then you will go back to the heavenly planets, back to your position. But Prabhasa, because he was the one who was the main culprit who stole the cow, said he will have to suffer in the human society. So therefore, the Prabhasa appeared as Bhishma Dev. Of course, we also understand Bhishma is the eternal associate of the Lord in the spiritual world. So, Prabhasa, appeared as the Amsha of that Bhishma, but Bhishma also came from the spiritual world. So, Prabhasa enters into the body of Bhishma Dev. So Bhishma is actually, of course, a pure devotee of the Lord. He's not involved in stealing and all. But Prabhasa is kind of counterpart, you can say, in this material world, who also, appeared as Bhishma. So Bhishma Dev, he was the son of Ganga and Shantanu. You know. So when Ganga got married to Maharaj Shantanu, we discussed this before. You know. So Ganga, when she got married to Shantanu Maharaj, she put a condition before marriage that whatever she does, Maharaj Shantanu will not stop her, not even ask a question to her. If he did, she will leave. So Maharaj Shantanu agreed to that. So after the marriage, when Ganga gave birth to first son, the first child was born, she took the child in the basket and drowned him in the Ganga. So the king couldn't find the child. She did same with the second, third, fourth child. So in the meantime, of course, when the child disappears, the second time, Maharaj Shantanu was more careful. So he followed, seeing Ganga drowning, but because he had promised her that I will not ask you anything, he did not ask a question to her. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, she drowned 7 children. And somehow the Shantanu Maharaj was tolerant, and he somehow that did not ask anything from Ganga. But when the 8th child was born, that was named as Devavrata. So Ganga was taking him to Ganges, just like she had taken all the other 7 children and drowned them. Shantanu Maharaj followed and he actually stopped her, saying that you cannot do this. How can you kill your own children? So then Ganga actually narrated this particular curse of Vashishta. And she said, you can keep this child. He will be a worthy son for you. And then she left, because that was the arrangement she had made. So Bhishma was actually son of Ganga and Shantanu. And he took oath never to marry. That's also, described in Mahabharata. Maharaj Shantanu got attracted to Mata Satyavati. She was actually daughter of a fisherman. But, she was very beautiful. So one time when Maharaj Shantanu was crossing the river, so boatman was not there, fisherman was not there, so she was there to take away, to take across the king. The king got very much attracted to her and he expressed her that I want to marry you. And she said, well, you can ask my father. I'm not independent. So Maharaj Shantanu, he approached the father of Satyavati, and Satyavati's father, he refused, telling the king that it's not possible. So the king asked, why? You are a fisherman, you should be very happy that your daughter is getting married to a king. She'll become the queen. He said, that's all right. She'll become the queen, but her children will not become the king because you already have a grown-up son. So, if you only promise that your elder son, Devrata, will not become the king, and my daughter's children become the king, then only I can allow this marriage. So Maharaj Shantanu didn't like the idea. He didn't want it to. He knew that Devrata was such a worthy person and he must become the king, next king. So in this way, he didn't care to marry Satyavati. So he went home. But he was feeling sad, because he couldn't marry this beautiful girl to whom he was attracted to. So Devrat could see that, and he did not approach his father, but he went to the chariot driver of the father and he asked him, what happened? My father is not looking very happy. So chariot driver narrated everything to Bhishma or to Devbrata. So then Devbrata went to the father of, he told the chariot driver, take me to their home. So he went to the home of that fisherman. And so fisherman gave the same reply to even Devbrata. So Devbrata said, listen, you please let this marriage happen. My father and your daughter get married. I promise you, I will not become the king, but I promise you that your daughter's son will become the king. So, so when fisherman heard this, he still refused. He said, I still cannot let this marriage happen. Vishnu said, now what? He said, it's all right that you will not become the king. So my daughter's son will become the king. But you are elder, so naturally you'll get married first and you will first have the children. So since they will be the eldest generation in the next generation, so your children will have first claim on the kingdom. So my grandchildren will not become the king. He was so selfish. He was expressing in this way. So Bhishma said, all right, I promise you that I will never get married or beget any children for that matter. So for Devrata living in the palace and not getting married was such a severe vow, unimaginable by any Kshatriya to do though. So therefore, he was known from that point onwards, hearing the oath of Devrata that he'll never get married. He got the title Bhishma. Bhishma means very severe or great. He took a great vow. So in this way, the marriage between Satyavati and Shantanu took place. And when Shantanu Maharaj got to know that my son Devrata actually sacrificed his own, worldly enjoyment to just have me get married to Satyavati, so he became very pleased with his son's devotion for him. So he told his son Deva that I bless you. I give you the blessing that you will not die unless you agree or you prefer to die. Unless you wish, nobody will be able to kill you. Even Yamaraj will have no jurisdiction on you. So in this way, Bhishmadev got the boon to die at his own will. So, and of course, Bhishmadev lived a very austere life. So that was actually a kind of injustice to Bhishma, which happened in the presence of, um, you know, actually Bhishma had that, you know, apparently injustice. Of course, it was never an injustice. He actually volunteered himself. So later on, when he was put on the bed of arrows by Arjun, he never complained. Throughout the life, he never complained. And even on the bed of arrows, he never complained. In comparison to Bhishma, Dronacharya, not Dronacharya, I'm saying in the Bhishma Dev, when he was lying in the bed of arrows, okay, and when Pandavas came to meet him, he not only did not care for his own pain, being lying on the bed of arrows, but when he saw the Pandavas, the first thing he could remember is how many injustices Pandavas had gone through. Apparently, if somebody was in the Bhishma Dev's place and not a devotee, he would think, oh, I'm gone through so many injustices. I was actually the real claimant for the kingdom. Not only I did not get kingdom, I never got married, and I had to go through so much injustice. But he never complained. Even on the bed of arrows, he did not get angry on Arjun, who had put him on the bed of arrows. But on the contrary, he was remembering how many injustices Pandavas have to go through due to Dhritarashtra and his sons, viciousness. In this way, this is actually a great Vaishnava quality of Bhishma Dev. He never ever complained. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha. So Karna is the next warrior that Duryodhana points out. Karna is son of Kunti from Suryadev, from sun god. He was also known as Radhe, the son of Radha. So Kunti Maharani, once she was visited by Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni, she served him very well, very nicely. So Durvasa Muni, he gave her a boon. He taught her actually a mantra. He said, by the dint of this mantra, you will have, any demigod you invoke, the demigod will be obliged to come to you. So Kunti Maharani, after Durvasa Muni left, she went to her room in the palace and she chanted the mantra and invoked the presence of Suryadev, Surya Narayan. So, sun god, he appeared to Kunti and he said, yes, Kunti, why did you bring me here? So Kunti said, no, well, I was just testing the power of the mantras. Nothing, you can leave. Suryadev said, it's not possible. When the presence of demigods is invoked, they must give some benediction. So let me place a seed of mine in your womb. Let me give you a child. And Kunti was terrified by hearing this. She said, no, I am not married. And in Vedic culture, an unmarried girl becoming mother, it was unimaginable. The women or the girls would never even imagine such a thing in those days. It was beyond even imagination of anyone, not only the girl, but anyone. So, Kunti was terrified. Suryadev said, don't worry. I'll make sure, even though you will give birth to a child, but make sure that your virginity is intact. So Kunti, when she gave birth to the child, she took the child to Nadi, the river Ganga, and she actually put the child in a basket and floated her. So the child was picked up by one of the Suta, who was kind of a chariot driver for Dhritarashtra. So his wife's name was Radha. So therefore, when the Suta gave the child to his wife, who had no children that time, she affectionately, the wife of Suta, Radha, she started calling, that child as Karna. And he also became famous as Radhe, the son of Radha. He was disciple of Parshuram. When he approached Dronacharya for the training in the Dhanur Veda, Dronacharya refused him, saying that he only gives training to Kshatriyas. But then he went to Parshuram, who had a determination to give training of Dhanur Veda to only and only Brahmanas. So one time it so happened that Parshuram, after Karna had finished his training, military training, or the warfare training from uh, from Parshuram. Parshuram, one day in the afternoon, he said, I'm feeling tired, I want to sleep, take a nap. So Karna, he said, you can put your head in my lap. So he sat down under the tree with crossed legs, and Krishna, sorry, not Krishna. So Parshuram, he placed his head in the lap of Karna and slept. In the meantime, a scorpio came and started biting Karna. And Karna was, because he was a Kshatriya, he could tolerate that pain. Because Kshatriyas, sometimes they're even pierced by the arrow, but they would tolerate. So he was tolerating the pain of being pierced by the arrows. Um, and he started bleeding. When the blood touched Parshuram, he got up and he actually, swiped away uh, the scorpio. And then he told Karna, why don't you wake me up? So Karna said, Gurudev, you were sleeping, I didn't feel appropriate to disturb your sleep. So then Parshuram, he became very angry. He told Karna, this kind of pain cannot be tolerated by Brahmanas. Only Kshatriyas can tolerate this kind of pain. Why did you tell lies? Tell me who you really are. So Karna, at that time, he told Parshuram that actually I am son of a Suta. I don't belong to Brahmana family, but I belong to Suta family. So Parshuram became even more angry. He said, no, you cannot be Suta. Even Suta cannot have this kind of tolerance. Only Kshatriyas can tolerate this kind of painful situation, in this kind of physical pain, being bitten by the scorpion. So he became very angry and he cursed. He cursed Karna, saying that uh, you will forget all that you have learned from me when you are about to fight the most crucial battle of your life. So in this way, Karna got curse from Parshuram. He became very inimical towards Pandavas and Draupadi, and he was very much favored by Duryodhana. It's of course a long story, but when Pandavas and Kauravas, they had finished their training, there was open competition in front of the entire kingdom. All the people of Hastinapur had come in a playground, and there was a competition between Pandavas and Kauravas, in which definitely the Pandavas were more successful. Or in that competition, actually Arjun and Bhima especially were the foremost. Nobody could actually, compete Karna, Arjun and Bhimsen. Bhimsen especially was good at club fighting, and Arjun was actually excellent at archery. So that time, Karna, he approached the Rangakshetra, or the playground, and he challenged Arjun. But Kripacharya, he told Karna that first give your introduction. In this playground, only Kshatriyas can play, or only Kshatriyas can exhibit their skills. So then, Karna was ashamed. He said, I'm not a Kshatriya, but I'm son of a Sultan. So then he was disqualified. So he felt very much insulted. And from this point onwards, he became inimical towards Pandavas. And of course, when Karna saw that he was insulted and was feeling inimical towards Pandavas, so he made alliance with Karna. He gave him a particular place called Angadesh, which was the part of the kingdom of Dhritarashtra. So his father's portion of his kingdom, especially a city named Anga, he gave to Karna. And Karna became kind of Angaraj that time, the king of the Angadesh. Later on, when the Draupadi Swamvar was being arranged, the Karna also went there. And Draupadi refused to have Karna even participate in that Swamvar. So Karna started feeling inimical towards Draupadi also. Because she insulted him, saying that you're not a Kshatriya, so you don't have any right to participate in this battle. No, sorry, Swayamvar. So in this way, Karna became inimical towards Pandava and Draupadi. He had a special role in gambling match. He was the one who actually, instigated. He instigated the Duryodhana and Dushasana to disrobe Draupadi. And he actually expressed his animosity towards the Pandavas during the gambling match by insulting the Pandavas and insulting the Draupadi. He was the one who actually told Duryodhana and Dushasana that Draupadi can be actually disrobed. So this indicates that he was not, he was so much consumed by animosity that he became highly demoniac. Shalya, the uncle of Pandavas, the brother of Madri, and the maternal uncle of Nakul and Sahadev, he became his chariot driver. And finally, Karna was actually killed by Arjun. So how Shalya became the chariot driver for Karna? Because he was the uncle of Nakul and Sahadev, so he would have, just like Shakuni was uncle of Duryodhan, Duryodhan and all the 100 Kauravas. He was the brother of Gandhari. Similarly, Shalya was the brother of Madri, the mother of Nakul and Sahadev. So he should have been naturally on the side of Pandavas, but he did not. He took the side of Duryodhan and became the chariot driver of Karna. So when Shalya was traveling from Madras, he was the king of Madras, that time known as Madradesh. So the king of Madradesh, when he was traveling from Madra, coming with one Akshoni division of army to support Yudhishthira Maharaj, Duryodhan, being very crooked, he arranged from Madras to Hastinapur. On the way, he arranged comfortable camps and food and water and all the arrangements for the army of the Shalya, the king of Madradesh. So Shalya was thinking maybe Yudhishthira Maharaj had made arrangement because knowing that I'm coming to support him, so he has made arrangement. So he was very happy. So when he finally reached near Hastinapur, that time Duryodhana went to meet him and he said, "My dear uncle, you are not only uncle of Nakul and Sahadev, but you are also my uncle. So as a obligation, seeing you as my uncle, I actually made arrangements for you and your army to come here comfortably. Of course, you don't have any obligation. I did it because you're my uncle also." So Shalya became very much obliged. He told Duryodhana, "No, but this is not good. You can ask me any boon in return because I want to pay off your, the debt because I'm indebted to you." So then Duryodhana said, "Please fight on my side and become the chariot driver of Karna," which Shalya agreed. In this way, he happened to fight on the side of the Duryodhana. And of course, finally, Karna was killed by Arjun. So I think we'll stop here. We still have quite a few people mentioned in this verse. We'll continue. I think a couple of more people, Karpacharya and Somadatti. So Ashwathama, Vikarna, quite a few people are there still in this verse. So we will discuss those from next week. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhu, my question is, Bhishmadev is an eternal associate of Supreme Lord, and Prabhas is Vasu in the demigod, right?
Mhm.
So this Prabhas is also a spiritual counterpart of Bhishma Deva from the eternal world, or how do we understand? Because you said
So Prabhas is actually one of the Vasus, one of the demigods.
so
Okay.
he doesn't have to do anything with the Bhishma Deva. He's not an Amsha of Bhishma Deva or any counterpart, spiritual counterpart.
No, you can say he's the Amsha of Bhishma Dev in this material world because, just like, Dhrona and Dhara, they're considered Amsha of Nanda and Yashoda in the material world.
Mhm.
Similarly, Prabhasa is, you can say, Amsha of.
Okay. In that case, when Bhishma Deva gets liberated, I mean, if he goes back to his original, form in the spiritual world, so he turns into a
Prabhasa returns to his position as demigod.
demigod, right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam Ji, Srila Prabhupada
Hari
Prabhuji.
Bol.
A small question, Prabhuji. So Kunti knows that he was in the Radhe's place before he was not coming in the uh, when they are doing all the performances doing Kauravas and Pandavas. Before that, she knows that Karna was in the Radhe's place, Suta's place.
No, I didn't understand your question. Could you repeat, Madhuri?
No, Prabhuji. Kunti knows that Karna was in Radha, Suta's son's place, means where Karna was in the brought up in the Radhe's mother.
No, she didn't know, but when she saw him first time in the Rangakshetra, in the playground where Pandavas were exhibiting their, expertise, there she saw Karna first time because Karna was born with Kavacha and Kundali. So he was born with a shield and the earrings, so she could recognize him. So she recognized and then she realized, okay, that he was raised by Suta. But yeah, she didn't know all that part, but
Before that,
she
okay.
saw him first time, that time she realized.
So after that, when she saw in the present in that area, but after that why she didn't approach Karna that you are my son and Yudhishthir is your big brother? Immediately why she didn't tell that one, Prabhuji?
Well, Madhuri, she was the mother of Pandavas and she was wife of Maharaj Pandu. How could she do that? There was a lot of social pressure. You know,
No,
strategy.
That time Pandu was not the Pandu.
Pandu Maharaj was gone from this world, but doesn't mean anything. She was a mother of Pandavas and the prospects of being the mother of the king. So it was not an easy task for her to approach Karna and reveal to him everything.
And one more question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Madam.
So, Duryodhana has given so much arrangements for Salya. No? So why Salya didn't ask uh, the assistants that did Duryodhana has sent or Yudhishthira has sent? Why he didn't confirm that, Prabhuji?
He did not think even, he didn't had even second thought. He thought this must have been arrangement of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Okay. Who else would do it? Right? So he didn't think in his wildest imagination that somebody like Duryodhana will try to trick him through providing hospitality.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. So I think we'll stop here. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Yeah, Vansha.
Thank you very much.
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां
Thank you
पावने
very much, Ramsundar, for joining.
कृष्णवन्तु
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dhanwad. So very detailed explanation, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dhanwad.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा